Hey Jeremy, I'm just gonna fucking speed through these VODs real quick. I've already watched all of them, so I have a good idea of what I want to like mention as I go along the way. So hopefully some of these ideas are helpful for you. I feel like round start against Heidi really just shouldn't do anything like ever. I feel like he just shits on you round start. Especially if you don't have resources. This is so worth, by the way. You take like a throw's worth of damage and get like 100 meter. And you get the hit here. Oh, is that supposed to end in a sim? I think that was maybe supposed to end in a sim, but I'm not sure. I like this read. It's an educated read. You know, this is weird that they would throw a fireball here, because, you know, technically this is risky, right? Because you could do something like this. They could have CS'd and blocked, but they didn't. They're not ready for that kind of thing. I think he's just kind of smashing buttons. Oh, you pressed CC. Yeah, it was a good read. It was educated. Oh, I smashed too. We smashed there. Monk S. Oh, this reversal. I feel like you were trying to reversal a 6-6C here or something. But I think that the cycle was so close to finishing that, like, if you block literally anything here, it secures the cycle in your favor, and even if he immediately throws you and you don't tech it somehow, because you really shouldn't be trying to tech it, because even if he throws you, it doesn't win the cycle for him, you know? Like, he was so fucked there. Whoa. Whoops, I went way too far back. Personally, if this was me playing Gord, I would just CS on Wake Up just to get the meter. And I probably wouldn't press shield this many times just because, like, it does cost 10 meter every time you do it, and you, like, kind of want meter, I think. But you get your meter back this way, so I mean, not strictly wrong or anything. I'm just saying, like, I might not do it. Oh, that was, yeah. So this is the first point where I wanted to, like, you know, pick your brain about this sort of thing. Because I think that this is, I'm going to preface this by saying that I think that this is a totally fine way to use CS, right? Like, if he DPs here, you bait it and he dies. If he mashes here, he gets counter hit and he dies, right? If he blocks, you're plus as fuck. So it's a pretty good scenario for you, but you could also beat, you know, any cheeky stuff on Wake Up with meatying normally, and if he reversals you, it doesn't matter. And the reason it doesn't matter is because it won't equalize the health lead. It won't even come close. It won't cost you the cycle, because the cycle is very young, and you have several blocks of grid. And it'll reset to neutral, where you have Vorpal and Hyde doesn't, and you have 100 meter. You know, getting DP'd here, the Hyde player might think, yes, I DP'd, I have a chance, right? But this is this game state, if you were just over here, is very hard for Hyde, in my opinion. Just because if he does anything, he could die. You know, if you're all the way over here and you have Vorpal, you could just force function randomly and he dies because he fireballed or something. You know, getting reversaled here is fine. And, you know, this works out, and again, using CS like that, totally fine. But I think that it would be beneficial for, especially in matchups like that, where I think you really need Vorpal to just BD normally. Because in those kinds of game states where it's just everything is, it's all you, you know? If you keep Vorpal there, even if they reversal, they're so fucked, you know? Oh, that's a nice 2B. Mashing on run-ins is like kind of hard at first, but it's like a really good skill to have. This was awkward. Elt wins the cycle here. Oh, you get a huge lead here. You really shouldn't press shield anymore. And this is kind of what I'm talking about with, you know, using the like 22A CS stuff or, you know, 63A CS stuff. Because like this beats Mash and is safe against reversals, and also leaves her plus on block, but she doesn't have the cycle anymore. And if she did get reversaled here, then we just have to see what she would have. You know, like if she gets reversaled here, she gets sent, you know, half screen away, right? Probably. You might do the command grab, but she has Vorpal, she has purple bullets, she has the HP lead, and 100 meter, right? So if she gets reversaled here, it's like whatever. It's not that big of a deal. There's a ton of time on the clock too. But now she doesn't have the cycle. And if you didn't get hit there, I mean, even though you did get hit there, if she continued the combo, she's fucked. She can't win this cycle. It's not happening. The DP's so terrible. I hate DPs like that. DPs like that used to do like psychic damage to me because I just think they're so awful. Oh, that's unfortunate. And this is unfortunate too, because you kind of had to see Mortal there, and it pigeonholed you into having to like take a risk that you didn't want to take, understandably. You know, because you would have to assim or like assault and have it work for you to win this cycle, but you're not comfortable doing it because this guy DP'd on your, you know, throw tech. You know, he might mash on +5 and fuck you up for trying to assim, you know what I mean? Oh, that's awkward. So I know that like your thought process was like, I know what your thought process was here, but I just want to like point out something. This 2B happens because Queen Bee is the kind of player, and there are lots of players like this, who will mash the instant you show them and give them any breathing room. Like, if you walk back for a millisecond instead of continuing your block string, they're going to press 2B. You know what I mean? They're going to try and twitch reaction to literally anything that you do to mash. So at these kinds of spacings, like if you backdash here at these sorts of spacings, it's really easy to bait this kind of stuff out. And I feel like you should definitely do that more. Because I feel like from your pressure is like really resource heavy, in my opinion. And I feel like you could be utilizing the plus frames and range of some of your abilities or your moves to play those kinds of situations, you know, like play a whiff punish game sometimes. And this is kind of like, again, in this situation, if we really look at it, you know, if we get reversaled here, still have the HP lead, still have a Vorpal lead, have 200 meter, we reset to neutral, you know, not bad for you, right? But they risk, like, if they get hit here, you know, mashing on wake up because they're like, oh, you know, he's gonna respect my DP, so I'm gonna mash on wake up. Haha, I'm a genius. you know, they're gonna almost fucking die. Maybe even die, depending on what you counter hit them with, you know? And they'll probably lose this next cycle too, because by the time the combo's over, you'll have 2 more blocks probably, because you're gored, right? So they could DP and risk everything for nothing, pretty much. Or this could happen where now they're kind of in a better spot. They're feeling a little more comfortable now, because they don't have to worry about fighting Gordeau out here when he has Vorpal, right? I feel like they were supposed to die there, but... And this is rough because you kind of can't win this cycle anymore. It's like not possible. Nice tech. See, this is like... Remember what I said earlier about how they're like, oh, they're gonna respect the DP, so, you know, they're gonna respect the DP, so I'm gonna press a button, right? This is that's the kind of thought process that lots of players have, and it just doesn't involve any risk-reward assessment at all. They're -8, and there's no reason for you not to press something here. If you get DP'd here, it doesn't matter. You take like 1.7k to be put basically in the same spot. You're going to win the cycle. You know, they don't gain anything from DPing you here, right? But they risk everything by pressing something here. You know what I mean? I think you play too scared of reversals, in my opinion. Nice. See, they're just that kind of player. They're gonna, you show them a little bit of room, boom. That's gonna work every time. And you know, to their credit, being able to do that's a valuable skill, but it's a really bad habit for a lot of players. That's just all they do. It's like all they look for. Oh. Whoa. I don't know if that was a mistake or not. Nice mash. Again, like, this is a little different because now they have, like, Veil off and your grid broken or whatever, but, like, just think of it this way. They risked the whole game on this VO. This just random delayed VO. This is fine for you. Like, as long as you don't get hit in the next, like, you know, 10 seconds or so, you're fine. And they have no meter, you know? Like, this VO didn't help them. It was a nice mash on the async. Oh, this is Aura, dude. Dude, stir egg bunny. Let's go. Oh, rip. Oh, they're so dead. Oh, is that a pickup? Nice force function. Okay, so you do the 2-2A or 2-2B thing into CS here, and it works because it does exactly what it's designed for. And I'll reiterate, I don't think that it's bad, but if you're afraid of a reversal or like a VO or something, there are ways for you to play around that, right? Like, off of this here, you can walk back, right? You could walk back and you could watch there and block for a second at this like further spacing. You know, you could even space a 2B or something and probably not get hit by this, right? I think that there are just other ways for you to play around these kinds of reversal scenarios that you could be employing that would make it a little less annoying for players who just like to reversal and then try to mix it up with like throws and grabs and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you could be dominating these ranges more often and playing like these whiff punish games, these like, you know, hey, you gotta take a big risk to get out of here, fucker, you know? Instead of like subjecting yourself to these scenarios where you have to deal with someone dice rolling. Even if you meaty normally or whatever, like you don't 4A whiff or you don't like space a 2B or whatever, you know, whatever you would want to do, you're the gourd player. Even if you get hit by this VO, like, at best for them, what happens here is they hit you with something and like almost equalize the HP lead. You know what I mean? At best. At worst, they VO you to the other side and get hit in neutral or something, and then lose and go on to the next round with no meter. You know? Like, the HP lead is such a big deal in these, like, reversal risk-reward scenarios. Like, you use CS here, like, immediately in your pressure. And I feel like there's just, like, you're primed and ready to go right now to do whatever you want. Like, the world is your oyster. You got CS, you got 100 meter. You know, you've got this situation where you could have been +7 here, or +5 because they shielded, but, you know, you're in this scenario, right, where it's very scary for Mika to try and take a risk to get out. Because if they do, they're probably going to lose this cycle. They're going to almost die, if not die straight up, depending on what they got hit by, right? And then they're doomed. Like, this round is over. You know? But by spending your resources so quickly, it equalizes the risk reward for your opponent. Like, an additional point for like equalizing risk reward, an additional point is that let's say that you do your string out here, you know, you're +7 or whatever, or maybe you don't even do 2-2A, you just end like out here on the 2B or something, and you sit there and block for a second, and they go like, I'm gonna 6-6B because XD, I'm a Mika player, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. You have Vorpal, you have CS, you have 100 meter. What are they gonna do to you? You know? They just took that huge risk just to get nothing. Oh. Oh, it's Spagusti. Oh no. I feel like there wasn't much to talk about in this one. He just kind of dookied on him. Oh, monk ass. surprised they didn't shield that there. Oh, you had so much time for that? What a VO. Oh my god. Well, I hope that those ideas are like interesting to you. Again, I don't think that like you doing the 2-2A CS stuff is bad. Like, it's definitely a good thing to do, right? But I just feel like there are some scenarios where, based on like the HP leads and who has Vorpal and how much meter you have and all that other stuff, that it's better for you to just meaty normally. Because even if they are correct with their DP, they bet the whole game on that DP working, and when it did work, it didn't get anything for them. You know, didn't equalize the HP lead. It just all it did was put Gordeau at a range where he wants to be, right? Where he's very dominant with him having Vorpal. And if they start up their turn, like, okay, he has CS and fucking reversals, you know? And I feel like if you were less quick to spend your resources on offense, then it would you would be able to make better use of just holding on to CS to make the risk reward as bad as possible for your opponent to mash out on. So if you want to talk about it more, then totally just hit me up. But that was just some stuff that was on my mind when I was watching these. Peace.